CE Mattison here. Long time no talk. Yeah. So I do apologize for that. There was just so much back and forth going on a whole lot of things. But I want to continue this. I just did not have the motivation to do this. But I'm hoping now to get some kind of schedule. I know I said that like a billion times, but I swear I want to get something going on. And now that May is over, the holidays are over, hopefully I'll be able to do something with this. And as I've mentioned earlier, I don't think I've mentioned it in my past videos, but I am a part-time author now, which is what I'm going to get to later. But so I thought maybe I could do just a few updates on certain things. It's not involved in my personal life, and don't you guys worry. My family's fine, my friends are fine, my marriage is fine, Sherlock is fine. All of that's fine. It's just the lack of motivation and just, I'm like, well, a lot of stuff, I hardly watch television anymore, so I hardly watch movies anymore. So that kind of led me to how am I going to do this to keep Cyntillating reviews alive. And I did mention books, that I wanted to do reviewing of books. So I have a name of my podcast, for those that saw, it's called The Librarian's Wife. So I thought maybe I could do like a short video or a podcast or something like that, the Librarian's Wife segment, where I talk about the books that I listen to, because I am allowed to listen to audiobooks at my job, which is nice, and I've finished quite a handful of books. So I want to share what I read and what you guys thought of, if you read any, and so on and so forth. So let me just pull one thing up really quick, because I think this is the one thing that is kind of preventing Cyntillating reviews to continue in terms of reviewing. I think mostly in the Western it's going to be impacted. So if you guys have not caught up on the news, there is a Writers Guild of America strike going on, and it's a strike between the Writers Guild of America, which is a labor union representing almost 12,000 writers, and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. And all of that began May 2nd. So what this is, it's gonna interrupt American television and film production. Basically, I'm pretty sure I'm missing like a big point of it, but the majority of it is, the writers are not really getting paid much. They're not getting like the most recognition as like producers, directors, and especially actors. So that's gonna put a whole lot of pause on certain films and TV shows. And one show that did get unfortunately canceled, or maybe like blacked out, is Daredevil Born Again. Now, I was very much looking forward to Daredevil because my husband and I did watch Daredevil on Disney Plus, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. But that went totally dark. And the shows and the genres of like late night television, or like late night talk shows, like the Jimmy Kimmel Show, Stephen Cohen Show, Saturday Night Live was a big one, because as soon as May 2nd arrived, Saturday Night Live went completely dark. It went completely black. So they've been re-airing some episodes. So because shows like that represent writers to create new material for the week. Like for an example, there's a big bombshell nationwide for, I don't know, like the Kardashians or something, which is really ridiculous. So of course Saturday Night Live is going to pick that up. So a lot of shows have been, unfortunately, been affected by this, but from what I understand, video games are not affected, which is great because, you know, my husband and I love our video games, but it's been kind of hard to do video games on this channel, with the exception of like the Dark Pictures anthologies. I want to try to do like gaming myself, and I like to do gaming and show on the PS5, but unfortunately I don't have the material to do so. I don't have the technology to do so. I live check by check, and you know, I'm the sole responsibility of my home. I'm the sole responsibility of the utilities, the mortgage of our home, Sherlock's care, or making sure my husband and I are fed and we have food on the table like daily. There's a couple of days where, you know, we decided just to have salad and then we call it even. We call it for the evening, which is, you know, fine, because for the sake of us getting older, we're trying to get more healthier, but whatever though, it's not a big deal while my husband is paying off school until we figure out what the hell is going on with that debt relief, because those that don't know, he did graduate with his master's. Now he's trying to find a position that will at least get him noticed or recognized. So until all of that comes in, it's up to me to do all of this. So while I want to do this and, you know, buy the technology to where I can record, like screen record the video games on the PS5 and me playing and reacting, I don't have the technology to do so. But if you guys have an idea on how I can do it, please let me know. I think that will boost a whole lot of open doors and opportunities for this channel. So that's the big thing. But yes, anime video games have not been affected. So for now, we'll still soar with anime and video games, at least with anime, and then the books. Some shows, however, did get a green light and they're done with the writing and the production. So we'll be talking a little bit more about those shows if we get access to those shows, and I'll tell you a bit about that later. One show coming in September, for those that remember, the podcast with my husband and I for The Wheel of Time, season 2 of The Wheel of Time is coming out. So September 1st or 3rd, I think. It's pretty early in September. So once we're done with The Wheel of Time season 2, then we'll get another podcast going between my husband and I. We want to do Pixar, continue with the Pixar. That was pretty fun. So we did Toy Story, so now we need to continue on with the rest of the Pixar movies, especially for Elemental coming out. I think the idea of Elemental is really cute. So we'll kind of see what's going on there. Some of my shows will be limited for a little bit. For those that don't remember, I did do a review of Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy, which is a Netflix exclusive. Because of the password sharing conflicts and the fees and the extra fees, if you want to share, you know, your password with anybody else, it's going to cost you this amount a month plus whatever you're paying monthly. Unfortunately, there will not be a review for season 2 and season 3 of Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy in the near future, though. That doesn't mean we won't go back to Netflix again, because again, there's going to be a show that I saw, and I'll talk a little bit more about that show later. That show is getting a season 2, and I told my husband, I said season 1 was left completely open. Bastard did get completely open for the end of season 1, but this was a different show I'm talking about. So I'm like, I would kind of like to visit the show again or get Netflix again, so I can watch season 2 a bit, and I'll tell you more about that show later. Yeah, even if, you know, I say, okay, because I'm no longer subscribed to Netflix, so do not punish me, Netflix. You can find my email, it does not exist in your systems. I was sharing Netflix with my parents, my mother-in-law, and my husband's cousin. But, you know, even if I say I wanted to set my main here at my home, and if I set up a secondary at my parents and I don't tell them the password, I don't tell them anything, it's, you know, only I know the password, I'll still probably get punished for it, which, you know, it's kind of stupid. I'm sorry, but it really is stupid, and I'm not gonna pay extra for something that I'm paying, you know, 3 different streaming channels for the exact same total price of Netflix. Like, come on. But I think in the late summer, early fall, I'll go back to Netflix, hopefully, because hopefully that show that I was talking about earlier, hopefully season 2 will come out at that time. So hopefully I'll be able to watch Bastard, Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy season 2 and season 3. Season 3 is supposed to come out this summer, I think. So I'll look forward to those. I'll do like the first episode reaction that I did on TikTok. You guys enjoy that, and you guys thought that was funny, that was adorable. So yeah, and I reviewed Tekken Bloodline earlier, and that was a Netflix exclusive. So once season 2 of that comes out, then yeah, I'm gonna go back to Netflix because I have to. I may be biased for Tekken, but you know what? It came out the way that it did. Disney Plus and Hulu are colliding with each other, which I think is great because there are a couple of things on Hulu that I would like, but unfortunately my husband and I weren't really watching Hulu at the time, and there weren't really shows that we were interested in either, so we had to cancel Hulu out also. But with the merge of Disney Plus, and activity on my Disney Plus it's either me or somebody else that's on Disney Plus all the time. So with the merge, I'm pretty happy with it, because excuse me, the revival of Futurama is coming in July, and I didn't care for Futurama until my husband and I moved out. And when we moved out to our very first apartment together, we didn't have internet access because there was some miscommunication between the provider and us about the location and when they were supposed to come give us internet. So we had to go 1 weekend without the internet. Yeah, millennials, Gen Zs, I know, right? Crazy, how can you survive? Well, us as 90 babies, we were able to improvise. It's all about improvising. But thankfully at that time though, my husband was working at the library. So with him working at the library, he has the perks to kind of rent out books, movies, games, whatever. And as long as, you know, there's not a waiting list, you can hang on to that said item for as long as you need. But we only needed some few things just for the weekend. So he brought home season 1 of Futurama, and it was so funny. I laughed my ass off so hard. Bender is my favorite character. I gotta go for Team Bender on this one. But yeah, so I'm hoping to maybe do at least a episode 1 reaction. But my husband's gonna be there because, as I mentioned earlier, 95% of the shows that I want to watch, he wants to watch with it too. So it's kind of hard to do some of the shows that I want to watch and review them, because us watching TV together is almost non-existing nowadays. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay, because I can find shows that I really like that he doesn't care for, or it's not on his radar. So that's an easy win for me. Earlier I said to you guys, and if you don't remember or if you don't know, I am a part-time author now. I do have a link to my page. It's in the description below. I post my stories on vocal.media, and again, like I said, the link to my profile is going to be down in the description. And I want to read to you guys something really quickly, and hopefully it will get your guys's like attention or grabbing of like interest. So, you know, because I want to expose my writing, and you know, these are short stories while I write my big story. Just a quick peek of this story. It's called Daddy's Girl, and the little blurb I have for Daddy's Girl is Heather will do anything to protect her father. So I'll read to you guys a little bit of what I have. Charles regretted not answering the phone. Charles Michelson, head project engineering manager for a pharmaceutical company called Pharmacy Red, was sitting in an executive conference room with a large window panels, blue carpeting, and a long wooden table in the middle of the room, a typical corporate conference room. Charles was sitting alone on one side of the table, while 5 directorial managers, all working for a medical machinery company, M&T Medical Supplies, were sitting across from Charles. Their ironed, wrinkle-free suits rivaled the singular man's long-sleeve button-up slate shirt and black pants with brown dressy shoes. Facing the executives are a few sheets of legal-sized paper or blueprints for what seems to be the plan for an Android prototype. His cell phone went off during his regional meeting with head and executive managers to promote a new product that would eliminate the need for human home care, introducing Home Emergency and Trauma Hardware Empathy Reactor, also known as Heather. Heather is designed to be programmed to perform tasks that are similar to not only home healthcare nurses, but will provide hospice care to act as a crisis interventionist to a patient who does not have anyone that can give a 24-hour watch to a person who may be considered suicidal. While a medical doctor will diagnose the patient, they will apply the home care plan to Heather. Right now, Heather will be used only for higher prestige hospitals and doctors, but after between 5 to 10 years, Heather will probably be purchased for private purchases. Let's see, skip. So I'm not going to read the entire thing for you. Maybe something, let's see. A speech bubble appeared by the modeled woman displaying the text, Heather. Another model would appear wearing what appear to be traditional gray scrubs with white tennis shoes, similar to what CNAs could wear in nursing homes. The model also has brown hair tied to a ponytail with green eyes. Yes, Mrs. Jefferson, the text is displayed next to Heather. As you can see, the tone of Eleanor's voice alerted Heather, indicating in her program that Eleanor is not okay at the moment. How is that? An android isn't able to understand the tone or pain of the patient? Ethan argued. How right you are. If Heather is built as a simple android, Heather will be installed with sensors that will be able to read thermal images as well as pick up heartbeats and facial recognitions to recognize and understand the patient and if they are happy, sad, angry, frustrated, or sick. Normally I wouldn't have other emotions in the system, but because Heather is also going to work with patients with mental illness, it would be wise for her to read those expressions too, Charles countered, turning his direction back to the video. So, as you guys may have already guessed, which is going to lead to another topic, Heather in a way, or sorry, not Heather, the story of Daddy's Girl, the model and idea of a living android did, take on sci-fi movies. One popular one was Megan, and there's iRobot also. But that's all of like the sneak peeks that I'm going to give you. If you guys are interested in wanting to read more, I have chapter 1 and 2 out right now. Just click my profile, which is in the link below, and I'm currently working on chapter 3 right now. This is supposed to be a short story. I planned for this to be a short story, but I honestly doubt it's going to be a short story. So look forward to Daddy's Girl and let me know what you guys think. So I think what I'm going to do now is, because tomorrow, as of this recording, tomorrow is going to be June 1st. And I did go to the theater a few times, and it was my fault. I forgot to upload and do like a little out of theater reaction for you guys. So I'm gonna talk about it now. The movies that I went to see so far, I'm looking back at my calendar. I did go see Megan. I already talked about Megan in my out of theater reaction. For you guys that don't remember what I talked about, I asked you, is it a horror film or is it a comedy? Because it was pretty funny. You know, with it being a horror film, it wasn't very heavy with the gore. I went with one of my friends who is not really squeamish, but you know, there's only so much that she could take. But she said no, there was like nothing that really grossed me, because you know, it wasn't heavy with the gore, which, you know, I think it was PG-13, so of course it's not going to be like heavily covered with gore and stuff. But yeah, Megan is good. I think they confirmed Megan 2.0, so I'm looking forward to see Megan 2.0. I mentioned earlier that Chucky was supposed to have some kind of collab with somebody. I would like to see him collab with Megan. That's gonna be a fun one. Okay, let me see the next movie. Let me go to the next month. I don't think I saw anything in February. Let me go to March. I don't think I saw anything in March either. April. I first said no on going to see this movie, but I ended up going anyways. I went to see the Super Mario Brothers. Okay. You know, it was very, very cute. I still don't agree with Chris Pratt voicing Mario, and it's nothing against, you know, Chris's character. He's so funny and he's a good actor, but I can't hear Mario. I need some kind of like heavy Italian accent. So it's like, come on, bring the original guy that did Mario. You got the original actress that did Tails for Sonic. Why can't we have the original Mario? So there's a lot of Easter eggs, I lost count. And there were 2 after credit scenes. If you guys have not seen Mario yet, that's all I'm gonna say. There's definitely a sequel coming. I'm hoping to have a sequel coming. Yeah, it was really, really cute. It was very fun. Let me see. I did go see Fast X. Like I said, Fast X was fun. I liked it. I was not expecting it to be 2.5 hours long. I think I missed the memo on that. Some of the CGI effects did go down a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. You could really see this. You could really tell that something was CGI or not. It wasn't trick photography or anything like that. But you know, Fast and Furious was my thing growing up. It was me and my family's thing growing up. So I'm biased, but I liked it. I like Fast X. I think it's one of the better Fast X films, and Jason Momoa is so funny. Oh my god. Jason, if you see this, you were hilarious. I was not expecting you to play the role that you did. So I have to give big grats on that. That was funny. Totally out of character for the kind of, you know, character you're playing, but that was really, really fun. So thank you for that entertainment. This past weekend, I did see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Whoo, boy, was it heavy heavy, 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 heavy. It definitely focused on Rocket a little bit. Slight spoiler alert at the moment, but it's not like story spoiler. I'll put like a little subtitle here saying minor spoiler, and when it goes away, I'll stop with the spoiling. But if you guys remember in the very first Guardians of the Galaxy, where everybody got caught and they were kind of giving profiles, and you can see like a 3D like scale or reading or whatever. There was one on Rocket where it said acquaintance Lila, and come to find out that Lila was the otter he met in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So I was like, what? But yes, it was sad. It was really, really sad, but you know, it showed us who Rocket is today. You know, I appreciate Rocket. Rocket is still my favorite character in Guardians of the Galaxy series. So I liked it. Again, it's close to 2.5 hours long, so just be prepared for that. Okay, so there's one more film. I did not go see this in theaters, however, my husband did, and he went with his friend. He liked this movie so much, and he wanted to show me this movie so much that my husband literally signed up for a free trial of Paramount Plus just so I could watch Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I did see that a few days ago. And at first I didn't go see it because, you know, Dungeons and Dragons it's never been my thing, but it's always been my husband's thing. So, but my husband and I were talking about it, and I'm like, you know, I would have gone with him to see Dungeons and Dragons. Actually only because Michelle Rodriguez was in the film. And I like Michelle Rodriguez. So I would have gone to see her specifically. It was cute, it was quirky, and I think it originally had planned for a sequel, but it didn't really do so hot in the box office, unfortunately. But the way, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil D&D, but all I'm gonna say is the way that it ended, I don't think we need a sequel. I truly don't think we need a sequel. We gotta happily ever after fairy tale story. I asked my husband, I said, why is it called Dungeons and Dragons? And can't we just call it like Honor Among Thieves, and it was based on Dungeons and Dragons or whatever? He explained to me, excuse me, he explained to me specifically that there were certain terms and classes and races that were mentioned in the film that are already existing in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. So like I said, it was cute, it was quirky. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I watched it because, you know, it's something that really means for my husband, just the way that the Fast and Furious franchise means something to me. So I was like, okay. But it was fun. It was fun. If you like adventure fantasy, I'm gonna call this like adventure fantasy genre, this is for you. On Netflix, I did watch Squid Games. That was long overdue on my list, but it got Squid Games was known exactly what it was known for, and what the synopsis was on episode 1. So you jumped into this thing right away, especially with the game, and everybody knows the game of red light, green light. Episode 2, I think, was kind of slow a little bit. It was more more like a drama sort of episode. But at the end of at the end of episode 3, all the way to the final episode of the season, I was like, what the hell? And it was left wide open for season 2. And I watched Squid Games after the announcement of season 2. So when I saw the end of episode of season 1, I was like, okay, yeah, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that we're gonna get a second season. I have one more episode. I have one more season of Stargirl I need to watch, and then that's gonna be the end of our Stargirl journey. So I'm excited to do that. I think I'm gonna do that a little later in the summer. Once I get a schedule going. I think that's it right now. So I think that's the end right now. So hopefully once I get a plan going and once I get like a schedule going, then I'll be able to hopefully come back post weekly. I might do like, originally on TikTok I did this for the Obey Me series. I said I only have 60 seconds, but I'm gonna do this really fast. And I just kind of gave like, you know, what I watched, what episode, and just kind of a fast 60 seconds of the episode or the movie and my quick thoughts on it. So I might do that maybe to say, you know, here's what I watched recently. If you want to find out more, you know, head here, because I still want to be active on Instagram. I want to be active on TikTok. I do have Twitter again, but my Twitter is gonna be mostly for my stories. Maybe I might do like my, what I did originally was I posted the link of the recent video I uploaded, and then, you know, just kind of move on from there to get more audience. But I think I'll post a new link to my Twitter profile because I think the old one is invalid. I have to go back and just like fix up everything. It's a nightmare. It's all a nightmare. But let me see. I think that's it. That's what I wanted to discuss. That was wrapping in my head mentally. So thank you guys so much for stopping in Cyntillating Reviews. My veterans for Cyntillating Reviews, thank you for staying. You know, you guys have been staying with me ever since I started this channel in 2020, and now we're in 2023. I've lost a little bit of subscribers and it was my fault, but I'm hoping to come back strong to this. If I make 300 subscribers, because the lack of like Netflix and Hulu, I don't really have an idea for 300, but maybe I might do something a little different. You know, you guys let me know. Do you want me to review something specifically, or, you know, do you want me to review like a book, or is there, you know, I'm open to trying new things. So let me guys know what you want to do for a 300 subscriber special. So I think for now, let's just focus on getting 300, and then we'll kind of see what we go from there. So look forward to that. And to my newbies, welcome to Cyntillating Reviews. Thank you guys so much for stopping in, and we will see you on another day. Bye.